Good stuff. So we'll just get in your easy seat. Maybe you want to use your block to prop your pelvis up on, if that feels more comfortable. But you can just start to close your eyes. Kind of see if you can be strong in your spine. And in fact, if you feel like you might be leaning a little bit too forward, maybe pull your heart back a little bit until it's aligned with your hips. And you'll feel your core and your hip flexors kind of engage to keep you upright. And that's about where the sweet spot is, with a beautiful, long, straight spine from the base of your spine that's rooted into your mat. All the way up through the crown of your head that's reaching for the sky. And once you find that strong, sturdy spine, just kind of relax the rest of your body around it. Be soft in your shoulders. Feel lightness in your head. Relaxing your fingers in your face. And start to close that circle around you, making it smaller and smaller until it consists only of you, that circle of awareness. Journeying deeper and deeper inside. Starting to find that world that exists inside of you, no matter what's happening outside of you. And see if you can find the strength in there, the steadiness, the poise and composure. And starting to notice your breath inside of you as well. Notice how your breath changes the shape of your body. And maybe trying to isolate that movement to your diaphragm and to your belly, sending your breath into your belly. Little movement from everything else. And maybe you start to play around with your breath control, deepening your inhale and lengthening your exhale. Continuing to feel that inner world, that control of your inner world. And whenever you feel ready, you can just go ahead and return your breath back to that natural, effortless breath and just kind of watch it for just a few more breaths. Try to see if you can catch that beautiful moment when your mind, your body, and your breath are one. And you're in that present moment with your body and your breath and your mind here and conscious and aware. And then slowly, slowly expanding your awareness just a little bit. Maybe deepening your breath a little bit and then introducing some movements to your fingers and your toes. Maybe even tucking your chin and rolling each ear nice and gently over to each shoulder. Just kind of getting a little bit of movement into your neck. And then you can bring your head back up to neutral and bring your palms together at your heart in the Anjali Mudra. And then we can rub our hands together, creating some friction and energy and heat. And gently we'll place our palms over our eyes and open our eyes to the warmth and the darkness of your palms. And then gently slide your hands down your face, your eyes adjusting to the light. And we'll start to warm up our bodies. We'll inhale our fingertips up to the sky. Feel rooted at the base of your spine, but lengthen your fingers as tall as you can get them. And then on our exhale, we'll drop the left hand and reach with the right hand, getting that lateral flexion inside of along the side of your body, the right side. Let those breaths pull into the belly and let them intensify the stretch, the lengthening. And then we'll inhale back through center, grab that length again, reaching tall, but pulling down on the pelvis, and exhale over to the other side. Reach. See if you can pull down on the left knee and the left hip so that you can really isolate the stretch in the left side. Beautiful. Let's inhale back through center. We lengthen out again. And on the exhale, we'll twist to the left, bringing our right hand to the outside of the left leg and using it as leverage to twist a little deeper. Only your edge, finding your edge here. We're still warming up the body. Maybe eventually looking out past the left shoulder. Let your belly expand on every inhale. And then we'll slowly bring our gaze back through center, unravel our shoulders through center, and inhale the fingertips back up to the sky for that length. And we'll exhale over to the opposite side. Your left hand this time clasps your right thigh or knee and uses it as leverage to twist a little deeper. Gaze eventually is out past that right shoulder. Breathe deeply into the nose, into the belly. Beautiful. Let's bring our gaze back through the center and unravel our shoulders back through center. Inhale for the last time to lengthen, and then exhale, seated forward fold. Drift those fingertips forward to the floor and tuck your chin as you reach your fingertips more and more forward. Feel the stretch in the backs of your shoulders and the armpits. Feel the base of your spine, your pelvis pulling back as you reach your fingers more and more forward. And if you want, you can walk your hands over to the left. Again, keep anchored on your right hip and knee so that you can feel the release in your right lower back. Deep breaths. And then again, we'll walk our hands back through center and over to the opposite side, keeping our left knee and hip anchored so that we release the left side of the lower back. And also a stretch all the way down the left side. Beautiful, and we'll walk the hands back through the center and enjoy one last time Inching those fingers even further forward, like your arms were gonna walk away from you. And then when you're ready, we can just pull ourselves into our tabletop. Maybe you roll over the ankles or just pull into your tabletop, however feels comfortable. And then we'll stack our wrists and shoulders and knees and hips, spreading our fingers wide. And again, let's just enjoy this tabletop position. Enjoy the movements of your body, moving your shoulders and your hips around so that the spine moves in ways that we're not used to moving it. It should feel lovely. Enjoying a couple more breaths here of the spinal movement. And then we'll finish off a couple breaths together with our cat-cows. So we'll exhale to push the mat away and we tuck our chin and tailbone, middle of the back arches to the sky. And on the inhale, start with your tailbone, lift it up to the sky. Let your spine ripple forward, belly button pulls down, chest pulls forward. Push your mat away to lift the crown of your head up, exposing your throat. And then we'll exhale, tuck the tailbone and move the spine again, one vertebra at a time, like a little snake, tucking your chin eventually. One last breath. Let's start at the tailbone and ripple the spine, inhaling into cow. And then exhale, start at that tailbone and ripple the spine into your cat. Beautiful. Now let's go back to our neutral spine. And this time we're going to do kind of a little wave. So we'll exhale to the cat and keep pushing your mat away as you sink your hips down to your heels. And on the inhale, bend your elbows to pull your chest forward and up into the cow. So it's just a wave. And then we exhale to the cat. Push your hips down. Inhale, pull yourself forward. Elbows are tight against the ribs. Chest pulls forward and up to cow. Last time, exhale to cat. Hips pull down. Inhale, pull yourself forward to the cow. Beautiful. We'll exhale to cat and push your hips down. And here, we'll just stay here and settle into our child's pose. So just slide those fingers forward and enjoy your child's pose here. Any version that you like, maybe your knees are wide, and any version with your hands as well. Anything that feels good. But breathe deeply into the back of your body, all those muscles in your back. Usually we breathe into the belly, but now breathe into the back of your body. Let it expand. Nicely done. And we'll just take a last breath before we pull into that first downward dog. But again, act like you're moving through water. Really enjoy the movement. So spread the fingers wide. Look forward between your thumbs. Move through that tabletop. Tuck your toes. And push the mat away with your toes and palms. Lifting your hips up to that first downward dog. And then make your movements in your downward dog. The movements that you love to do in your downward. Pedaling out the feet maybe, bending into the knees. What movements feel good in that first inversion? All right, let's settle into our downward dog, pushing our heels and chest down as we pull the tailbone up higher and higher to the sky to get that full back of body stretch. And on our inhale, we'll come up to both of our tippy toes to stretch out the backs of your feet. Now remember that rippling of the spine into cat. Start to tuck your pelvis and scoop it forward. Your shoulders move forward. We're moving to a plank. And then pull your hips down into a strong plank pose. Shoulders are past the wrists. You're pushing the mat away, activating your shoulders. And you're driving your heels back, engaging the glutes and quads. Really strong posture, this plank pose. Be strong in the core. Now we'll come down to Ashtanga Namaskar. So we'll come down to our knees and then bend your elbows tight into the ribs. Keep your tailbone sticking up as you bring your chest and your chin down onto the mat. On our inhale, let's push into our curled toes and flatten our body out. Chest moves forward and up into a little baby cobra. Beautiful. We're still warming up, so just a baby one here. Take a couple breaths, be heavy in the pelvis to get that back bend. And when we're ready, we'll exhale, tuck the chin, push yourself through your tabletop, tuck your toes, and lift those hips up. You're in your downward facing dog. And just recalibrate here. Go through that checklist for just 2 breaths. Beautiful. Then on our next inhale, we'll use our core to guide the right heel up towards the sky. Keep driving the left heel down to get the stretch on the left leg. Now again, we'll inhale up to the left tippy toes and exhale, scoop your pelvis under to bend your right knee into your chest. Shoulders pull forward, push the mat away, and step that right foot forward. Left knee comes down, untuck the toe, and we'll squeeze the shoulders together and upwards as we lift the torso and roll the shoulders back into Ashwa Sanchalanasana, the equestrian pose. Sink deep into the left psoas here. Right knee goes past the right ankle even. Hands dangle alongside your body with gravity. Chest lifts to the sky. Now on our exhale, we'll squeeze our shoulder blades together, roll the shoulders forward to frame the right foot, and we'll move to plank. So tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, step back to plank. If you want, we'll go back to Ashtanga Namaskar. So down to the knees, bend elbows, chest and chin come down, tailbone sticks up in the sky. Inhale, push into your toes, and inhale up to your cobra, pushing your heart forward and your shoulders back. And then we'll exhale, tuck your chin, move through your tabletop, and lift those hips up to the downward. Beautiful. Let's do the other side. We'll inhale, left heel up towards the sky. Keep driving it up as your right heel pulls down, down, down. Now we'll inhale up to the right tippy toes. Scoop the pelvis, left knee comes to chest, shoulders pull forward, core is engaged, push the mat away. Plant left foot, plant right knee, untuck the toe lid, squeeze the shoulders together in the front and round them back, sliding them down the back of your body as you sink into your equestrian pose. Left knee pulls forward, right psoas is nice and stretched out. Beautiful. Lifting the gaze and the heart, so it's a balanced pose as well. And when we're ready to exhale, we'll squeeze the shoulder blades together, round the shoulders forward, frame the left foot, tuck your right toes, lift the right knee, and step yourself back to your plank pose. And then we'll go to Ashtanga Namaskar. Knees, chest, chin, pull down, elbows are tight against the ribs. Inhale, cobra, lift the heart up to the sky. And we'll exhale, tuck the chin, and move back to your downward facing dog. And take a couple breaths just to recalibrate here in the downward facing. Nice job. And whenever you are ready here, you can slowly make your way to your forward fold, the Uttanasana. Feet coming towards the top of the mat, and then just relax your head, neck, and shoulders into whatever you like to do in your forward fold. So maybe swaying yourself from side to side, playing around with your center of gravity, weight in your toes, weight in your heels. Beautiful. And then getting the stretch into your hamstrings, maybe bending the knees one at a time, straightening the legs one at a time. Just getting some movement there. And then you can settle into your forward fold. You can even hug the backs of your calves to pull your torso closer into the tops of your legs if that feels good. Still driving your tailbone up towards the sky. So take a couple breaths, activating those hamstrings. Beautiful. Now, super duper slowly, we're gonna bend into our knees, tuck our chin, let our hands dangle as we slowly rise up. So really feel the stretch in the neck and the shoulder blades and feel the vertebrae stacking one at a time. And eventually the head pops up and is the last to stack on top of your vertebra. Beautiful. Now feel free to make some movements here before we move into our sun salutations, shaking out the wrists and ankles and moving into your shoulders. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, we'll meet in our Tadasana, mountain pose. So really take your time here to build your pose from the feet all the way up your legs. Engage those kneecaps and quads and your glutes. Play around with your pelvis until you feel your core engage. Pull your shoulders back and down towards the small of your back as you lift your sternum towards the sky. And pull those fingertips down while the crown of your head pulls up to the sky. Feel those opposing forces pulling you down, rooting you, but also attaching you to the sun, pulling you up to the sky. And let's do some of our sun salutations. We'll inhale to lengthen the hands. Be as long as you can, and inhale, let the belly expand. Exhale, strong spine, lead with your chest, forward fold. Inhale to that half lift, lift your chest and pull your tailbone up, hips back. Exhale, feet to the back of your mat, to the plank pose. Bend your elbows to lower your body however you'd like to. On the inhale, pull your chest forward and up into that upward facing dog. And on the exhale, push your mat away with your core, lifting the hips to downward dog for your 5 breaths here. Enjoy the feeling all throughout your body. Start at your fingers and work your way up your arms into your armpits and chest, up your spine, and then all the way down the backs of your legs. Feel every feeling of your downward dog. And then on our next exhale, we'll go ahead and bring our feet to the top of the mat, however you want to get them there. We'll inhale to our half lift to get that hamstring stretch. And we'll exhale, relax our head, neck, and shoulders into the forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Lead with the chest with a strong spine. Lengthen at the top. And exhale, we're back in that strong Tadasana. Let's go again. We'll inhale, lengthen long. Exhale, melt forward. Inhale to your half lift, strong spine. Exhale, keep your strong spine as you step back to plank. Bend your elbows to lower everything, chaturanga. Inhale, chest forward, shoulders back, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Connect with the pose and connect with your breath. Let's take one more breath. And on our exhale, we'll bring our feet to the top of the mat. We'll inhale to our half lift. We'll exhale to our forward fold. And then we'll inhale to root and then rise, lengthening as tall as we can. Exhaling, we're back in our mountain pose. We'll do one last Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, the half lift. Exhale, plank pose. Chaturanga, bend those elbows. Inhale, push your chest forward and up. Pelvis is heavy. Exhale, pelvis is up to the sky. Take your 5 breaths. Slow the breaths down. Breathe into the nose and into the belly. Beautiful. All right, let's exhale, feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, strong body as it rises, reverse swan dive. Lengthen as tall as you can. Exhale, mountain pose. Strong mountain pose. Let's do our Surya Namaskar B. We'll inhale to the chair pose. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Feel heavy in the back of the pelvis while you lift your fingers to the sky, as long as you can be from tailbone to fingertips. Big inhale, nose to belly. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, feet to the back of the mat. Bend those elbows, body down towards the mat. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, hips up. Let's inhale our right heel up towards the sky. Keep driving the left heel down for that hamstring stretch. Exhale, right knee to chest. Create that space. Plant right foot. Plant left heel. Rise to your Virabhadrasana. Really establish the pose. And then lengthen as tall as you can, inhaling to the belly, into the diaphragm. We'll exhale back to our plank pose. Nice and slow, conscious movements. Bend your elbows lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. We'll inhale that left heel up to the sky. Drive it up. Exhale, left knee to chest. Push your mat away. Plant left foot, right heel. Rise, Virabhadrasana A. Take that big inhale, lengthening as tall as you can. Exhale, plank pose, slowly moving through that vinyasa. Bending elbows. Inhaling to lift the chest, pelvis is heavy. Exhale, pull your pelvis to the sky and take your 5 breaths in your downward facing dog. Slow breaths, soft breaths, intentional breaths. Beautiful. Let's take one last breath here. And we'll exhale those toes up to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, bend those knees, Utkatasana, your chair pose. Reach for the sky, but reach down with the pelvis. And exhale, we're in our strong mountain pose, Samastiti. Nicely done. So we'll do 2 flows where we'll do that dancing crescent and just have a little bit of fun with balancing as well. So here we go. Let's inhale, lengthen tall. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, feet to the back of the mat, plank pose. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's inhale our right heel to the sky. And we'll open up our hips, push that left hip forward, bend at the right knee, and open up those hips nicely. Keep driving the right knee up towards the sky while you push the left hip more and more forward. Beautiful. Now let's lower the right hip to square the hips back up. Inhale the right leg out long. Exhale, right knee comes to chest. Plant your right foot and rise to your high lunge, that crescent pose. Beautiful. Get strong in the crescent pose. Drive the left heel back while you lift the fingertips and the sternum to the sky. Sink into that right knee to strengthen the quad as well. Breathe into the nose and use your diaphragm, use your belly. Beautiful. All right, now you can bring your gaze forward and we'll slowly lower the right hand down. And then we'll go ahead and do our little dancing crescent. We'll move our hands like a marching band as we shift our weight forward, bringing left knee to chest, switching hands. Right hand comes up, left hand is down. Now keep pushing the hands back, back, back to open up the chest. And then we'll switch and bring the leg back to the crescent pose. So again, left hand is up, right hand is down. Keep driving the arms backwards to get the stretch in the shoulder blades. Here we go again. Switch out those arms. Left knee comes to chest. Drive the hands back. Now we'll move to Virabhadrasana 3. So switch those arms as you lower your torso and send your left leg back into the Warrior 3. Drive the left hip down and engage your core. Don't sink into the lower back if you can. You're still lifting the arms as high as you can to engage those shoulders. Find a couple last breaths. Beautiful. Now, let's start to switch our arms as we lift the torso. Left knee comes to chest. And you can bring your right hand to the outside of that left knee and use it as leverage to twist the left shoulder back, maybe even sending the left fingertips back. And your gaze can follow if your balance is feeling good. Maybe you also reach for the pinky side of your left foot and straighten out that leg. It's up to you if you want to try it. But take 2 last breaths here. Beautiful. And from here, we're going to windmill our hands and move into a lunge. So start to let go of that left leg. Bend the knee into the chest. Windmill, left hand comes down, right hand goes back. Step that left foot back into the lunge and bring your left hand on the inside of the right foot. Right fingertips float up to the sky, twisting towards your knee. Beautiful. So we're just taking a couple breaths here. And then we'll exhale, float your right hand down and replace the left hand with the right, floating the left fingertips up towards the sky. So you're twisting away from the knee. Beautiful. Deep breaths into the belly and feel the difference in the twisting postures. Last breath here. Now we're going to go to our Warrior 2. So be strong in that right leg. Push the mat away with the right sole of your foot as you lift your hands up and lower the back heel down to the ground for the Warrior 2. So get nice and strong in that Warrior 2 here. Squeeze the shoulder blades together in the back and down towards the small of your back. Beautiful. Let's reverse the Warrior on the exhale. Flip your right palm and reach back. Expose that right side and breathe deeply into it. Beautiful. Now on our inhale, we'll come back to our Warrior 2 and move to our triangle, straightening the right leg, sending the left hip back as we float the right hand down, bringing the left hand up towards the sky. Beautiful. Deep breaths here. Now, if you want, you can take a couple more breaths in our triangle, or else you can launch yourself up into the half moon, bending into the right knee enough to push into the back leg and launch yourself up into that half moon. And take a couple breaths there. It's up to you entirely. It's optional. Beautiful. So find your breaths. And if you're in that half moon, you can slowly come down back to the triangle, super slowly drifting the left leg down. And when it touches down, you can straighten the front leg. You're back in your triangle. Beautiful. Now we'll engage the core and lift all the way up and over, reversing your triangle, reaching back with the right fingertips, breathing into that right side. And then let's exhale to Vinyasa. So we'll go through our Warrior 2, windmill those hands down, and step back to plank, chaturanga. Inhale to the upward dog, and exhale to your downward facing dog. Beautiful. Let's do that other side here with that flow. We'll inhale the left heel up towards the sky, drive it up. Exhale, push that right hip forward as you bend into the left knee to open up the hips. So you're really driving the right hip forward, left hip back, left knee to the sky. And then we'll lower the left hip, squaring the hips back up. Inhale, left leg long. Exhale, left knee to chest. Squeeze it tight. Plant left foot and slowly rise to your crescent pose. Let the blood come down from the head to the body. And settle into your crescent pose. Drive that right heel back. Sink into your left knee. And reach for the sky with your fingertips and your sternum. Take those deep breaths into the nose and fill up your belly. Beautiful. Now let's inhale, lengthen our fingertips up. Exhale, left hand comes down. Keep driving the hands back, 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 like they were gonna touch in the back. And let's switch as we move our right knee into the chest. So we'll switch our arms. Right knee comes tight. Squeeze the shoulder blades, pull those arms back. And then let's exhale back from where we came, back to the crescent. Switching arms and pulling them back. Get the shoulder stretch. One more time, switch arms, right knee to chest. Keep driving arms back. Beautiful, now let's switch our arms and go to Virabhadrasana 3. So switching out the arms, sending the right leg back, and reaching forward with the right fingertips, reaching back with the left. Drop your right hip a little bit probably. And like I say, keep lifting your arms up towards the sky. Really activate the shoulders. And keep the core engaged. Don't sink into the small of the back. Last breath, nice and strong. Now we'll start to lift the torso as we switch the hands again. Right knee comes to chest. And then you can float that left hand down to the outside of your right knee and use it as leverage to push the right shoulder back. Maybe even the right fingertips pull towards the back and the gaze can follow. So we can stay right here practicing our balance. Or maybe we reach down with the left hand to grab the pinky side of the right foot and lengthen it out long. Beautiful, let's find one last breath. And you kind of know where we're headed here. So let's bend into that right knee and windmill our hands. Left hand comes backwards, right hand comes forward. Touch down with the right toes. Right hand inside of left foot, left fingertips to the sky. Twist towards that left knee. It should feel nice and stretchy in the outer left hip. Beautiful, last breath here. Let's exhale our left hand down and replace the right hand with the left, floating our right fingertips up to the sky. Feeling that counter twist and breathing deeply into the belly there. Now we're strong in that left leg. Push your mat away with the left sole of the foot and rise into your warrior two, dropping the right heel and being strong in your arms. Squeeze those shoulder blades together in the back and down towards the small of your back. Nice and strong. When you feel good here, reverse your warrior, reaching back. Beautiful. Take those breaths into the left side now, stretching them out. Beautiful. Let's take our big inhale. And we'll exhale all the way to triangle. So come through your warrior two, straighten left foot, send right hip back, and roll the hands, the arms into your Trikonasana. Beautiful. Slow breaths. Now again, you're either staying in your triangle for a few more breaths, or maybe you want to see if you can launch into that half moon, bending into your front leg and pushing your weight forward. Push on the back leg, launching up into that Ardha Chandrasana. Beautiful. Be strong in both legs and stack that right hip on top of the left if you're in your half moon. Beautiful. Take one last breath. And how slowly are you able to start to bend into your standing leg and float the right leg down, back into your triangle. Nice. We'll take one last breath in the triangle. And then we'll engage our core to lift ourselves all the way up and over to reverse the triangle, reaching back. Breathe deeply into the left side. And exhale, let's vinyasa through warrior two, windmilling those arms to frame the left foot, stepping back to plank, chaturanga, inhaling to the upward dog, and exhaling to the downward facing dog. And we'll just take a couple breaths here and we'll just do one last little flow to finish up with our balance here. Beautiful. And here we go. Let's inhale our right heel up to the sky. Exhale, right knee comes to chest. Plant your right foot, plant your left heel, and rise to your warrior one, Virabhadrasana A. Really establish your pose here. You want to drive the left hip towards your right big toe, and then tuck that pelvis down so that you feel the stretch in the left psoas and the strength in your core. Let's inhale, lengthening the fingertips. And we'll exhale, let's start to move to pyramid pose. So bring your hands behind your back and choose a bind, maybe holding onto your wrists or your elbows, or use that reverse prayer pose, bringing your palms together behind your back. But no matter where you are, let's pull the elbows back like they were gonna touch. Then we'll inhale, straighten the front leg, lift your sternum up to the sky to get a back bend, and exhale, fold over your hips into that pyramid pose, stretching out the right hamstring. Beautiful. Keep pulling the elbows together so that you're opening your chest while you're working on your hamstring here. Beautiful. We'll just take 2 more breaths. Keep driving your left hip towards your right big toe, squaring the hips off. Beautiful. Now we'll engage the core and slowly lift all the way up. Beautiful. You can slowly let go of your hands behind your back. And we'll go ahead and bring our weight forward, bringing the left knee to the chest. Beautiful. Now we're moving into dancer pose here. So we'll bring the knee, align with the right knee, reach back with the left hand to the inside of that left ankle, and lift the right hand up towards the sky. Now find that unmoving spot that you can start to tilt your torso down into the first half of your dancer, and you can stay right here working on your balance. Or maybe you start to kick your left ankle into the left fingers to activate the quadricep there. So play around with your Natarajasana, your dancer pose, finding that balance. Beautiful. Find a last breath here. And then we'll slowly start to lift our torso up, bringing that left knee down. We'll move straight into tree pose. So we'll let go of the left ankle and bring the left sole of the foot to the inside of that right thigh. Beautiful. Bringing your palms together at your heart and playing around with your balance there, finding the tree of your dreams, foot at the calf or ankle or at the thigh. And just enjoy the feeling of this posture, opening up your hips and finding that balance. Beautiful. Now, very slowly, we're going to start to move out of this posture. See if you're able to not even use your hands, but start to slacken the feeling on your foot as you bring the left knee forward, and then slowly start to send it back into the warrior one. Left toes touch down, left heel touches down, and you lift those fingertips up towards the sky. Beautiful. Virabhadrasana A. Let's inhale. And we'll exhale for our vinyasa. So stepping back to our plank pose, bending our elbows to the chaturanga, inhaling to your upward dog, and exhaling to your downward facing dog. Nice job, ladies. We're just gonna finish up with the other side. We're so close. Let's inhale our left heel towards the sky. Get that stretch. Exhale, left knee comes into chest. Plant your left foot and your right heel. Rise to your warrior. Now establish your pose from the feet upwards. So feel equal distribution of weight on both feet. And then drive right hip towards left big toe as you tuck your pelvis under to engage the core and feel the extra stretch on the inside of the right groin. Let's take a big inhale, lengthening the fingers, filling the belly. And we'll exhale, hands down behind your back, choosing your bind for your pyramid. We'll inhale to straighten the front leg, lift your sternum up to the sky, mini back bend, and exhale, hinge over that front leg, leading with the chest for your hamstring stretch. But at the same time, you're pulling your elbows together behind you so that you're opening your shoulders. Drive right hip towards left big toe. Get that stretch. Take a couple breaths. Now, super slowly, we'll start to engage the core and rise ourselves all the way up. Very slowly letting go of our hands. And let's go ahead and bring our weight forward to bring right knee into chest. And we'll move to that dancer pose. So bring right knee aligned with the left knee. Reach back with your right hand to the right ankle. Left hand floats up to the sky. And start to hinge your torso forward as you lift the right knee up. Again, stay right here if you want, or start to add some contraction to it by kicking right foot into the right fingers and lifting the right knee up to the sky. Beautiful. Find 2 or 3 breaths. And we'll save a little bit in the tank because we'll start to lift our torso, bending the right knee back towards the left knee. And here we'll let go and come directly to our tree pose. Bring the sole of the right foot to wherever feels comfortable. And then the palms come together at the heart. And find that stillness. Drive your right knee back, back, back to open up your hips. And breathe into the stillness. Beautiful, last breath. And you can use your hands or not, but start to reduce, slacken the push on the right sole of the foot. Bring your right knee forward. And then slowly step in the right foot back to our warrior 1. Right toes touch down, right heel touches down. Reaching up to the sky with the fingertips. Take that last inhale. And exhale for that last vinyasa. Frame the left foot, step it back to plank. Bend your elbows to lower. Inhale, you're in your back bend. Exhale, hips to the sky. Take your 5 breaths in your very last downward facing dog. Slowing down your breath. Beautiful, nice job. Now on your next inhale, let's go up to our tippy toes to stretch out the backs of our feet. And then slowly, slowly, slowly bend your knees down to the mat. Eventually, knees touch down. Untuck your toes, sink your hips back, and enjoy your favorite child's pose. Letting go here. Drawing that awareness back inside. And letting the body know that it can relax now. Taking those slow breaths into the back of your body. And then whenever you feel ready, you can start to lift your torso up, sitting your hips back on your heels in the hero pose. And then we'll just go ahead and place our right hand on top of our left hand with our thumbs just barely touching and place them in our lap. And you can close your eyes if you like and just take a moment to just breathe it out. Slow your breath, concentrating on your breath and concentrating on relaxing your body, releasing the heat, and moving over from your sympathetic nervous system to your parasympathetic recovery nervous system. And when you feel ready, you can slowly open your eyes and you can release your mudra and send your hips over to one side, straightening your legs. And we'll nice and slowly make our way down to our back. So you can bend into your knees and slowly roll yourself down, enjoying the movement of the spine as you make your way onto your back. Beautiful. Let's bring our toes up to the sky in Viparita Karani, enjoying an inversion here for just a moment. You can flex into your feet if you want, spread your toes, maybe even move the ankles in circles, or you can move your whole legs in different shapes if you want, scissoring the legs, or maybe making V's with the legs, or bicycling in both directions. Up to you. Let's just end class with a bit of an inversion here. And then whenever you're done, we can meet back in our Viparita Karani with our legs up to the sky. And nice and gently, we'll bend into our knees. And you can clasp your shins as you rock yourself from side to side, enjoying the massage on your spine. And a bit of a release in the hips. Slow breaths. Beautiful. We'll come to stillness in the center and drift the soles of the feet down to the edges of the mat. And we'll finish off with our windshield wipers. So you can move your hands out to a T or bent at the elbows and just drift the knees both from side to side, nice and gently, enjoying that release in the hips and the lower back. Beautiful. And then the next time that both of your knees are over towards the right, you can keep them there and look towards the left if you want. And you can lift your right ankle on top of your left thigh and just kind of relax with gravity there if you want. Again, slowing everything down, slowing down your breath. And then when you're ready on your inhale, you can bring your gaze back up to the sky and slowly drift your right foot down, making your knees way slowly over to the left, nice and gently, looking out to the right. And if you want, placing your left ankle on top of your right thigh and enjoying that feeling. Nice deep breaths into your belly. And we'll inhale our gaze to the sky and slowly drift the left foot off of your thigh, bringing knees back into the center. And here, just go ahead and take those 5 last breaths, doing whatever feels good for you. Any movements that you want. Maybe you want a deeper twist. Maybe you want a happy baby. Just take 5 breaths to start to wind down, getting ready for that final resting posture. Nice work, guys. And so start to take your last couple breaths, making your way down to your Shavasana. And nice and slowly start to sink yourself into that peaceful place inside of you again. Have that acute awareness of your inner world, of all the sensations of your body, all the sensations of your breath. and enjoy your Shavasana. Slowly and gently starting to expand your awareness a little bit. Deepening your breath, maybe. Gently starting to wake up your body with some little movements. And eventually, whenever you feel ready, you can start to bend into your knees and roll over onto your side. And just give yourself a couple of breaths here, just enjoying your body in this position. And when you feel ready, you can press yourself up to a seated position. And we can bring our palms together at our heart in the Anjali Mudra. And bow our heads, gently opening your eyes to adjust to the light. And thank you, ladies, so much for sharing your practice with me from the bottom of my heart. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I don't know if I've told you, but I'm headed off to Ireland next week.